The next person I would like to bring up is Brother Bill Davis from Rutgers, who was part of the little group with Steve and I to help pull this little press conference together. Bill?
I feel honored to be part of this effort. I grew up in Plainfield, and when John talked about the rebellion that took place in '67, I sat and watched it. That has put me on this path for a long time. I saw people who were really frustrated by what was taking place in Plainfield, and the fact at that time Plainfield was still predominantly white. So I've lived through white flight. It was an interesting process. But I also want us to remember that it was 50 years ago when Emmett Till was killed.
Right.
And when Emmett Till was killed, that was a catalyst for the civil rights movement.
That's right.
And so when Trayvon Martin was killed, when Michael Brown was killed, when we have Aiyana Jones killed, when we think about all the different, particularly young people that have been killed, either by police or would-be police,
right,
they have been catalysts for the waking up of this generation. So far too often, people have been critical of this generation. But when we think about the way that young people stood up in Ferguson,
right,
when young people stood up in Ferguson, that was a catalyst for people all across the country to start standing up. And so I want us to make sure that when we come together on July 25th, when we think about the contribution of Fannie Lou Hamer, we think about the contribution of the people in SNCC, we think about the people who were riding the buses that were getting bombed by racists 50 years ago, when we think about the Little Rock Nine that faced lynchings and hoses and dogs and all kind of craziness trying to integrate schools, we are bringing all of that history with us when we come to Newark on July 25th. When we think about the rebellion that took place in Newark in the 1960s,
right,
that was a catalyst for things that happen all across the country. So we are following in a great tradition. And I think sometimes we don't really recognize the tradition that we're following or the shoulders of the people that we're standing on. And so for me to be part of, and I want to just make sure that people understand, Larry and I have been working together since 1984. Go back a long time when the first Jesse Jackson campaign happened. We were trying to organize people to register to vote back in '84. And so this journey has been a long journey. It's been one that we've had some ebbs and flows. We've seen some victories and we've seen some defeats. But most importantly for me, it's a journey that we cannot back up from. We have to continue as our ancestors continued to press forward. And so I hope that we will organize as many people as we can, that we will go to Facebook, that we will have leaflets, that we will call people, we will take emails, whatever we can do to get as many people in recognition of the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, to follow that tradition in which we're going to bring thousands and thousands of people to Newark to stand for justice, to make sure that this issue of income inequality, because police really just misbehave in poor communities.
that's right,
They don't go into rich folks' communities and do the crazy stuff that they do in poor communities.
that's right,
And so when we finally get our economic base in place, when we're finally able to make sure that there are some severe consequences for police that are inappropriate, then we will see significant change. And so I'm hoping that we are going to show the world, July 25th, that New Jersey is ready to make sure that we are going to demand and get justice. Not just demand justice, but get justice.
Brother Bill, thank you.